Hello everyone, I'm Liam. Today, I had an incredibly special experience. My very first wild boar hunt alongside Uncle Jack, a highly respected and seasoned hunter in our region. Since I was a kid, I've heard him tell spine-chilling stories about face-to-face encounters with massive wild boars. But it wasn't until today that I got to witness that wild world with my own eyes. Let's dive right into the hunt. I followed Uncle Jack into the forest quite early. Our hunting blind was cleverly built and well camouflaged. We sat quietly inside, eyes fixed on every slightest movement. Just a few minutes later, a herd of jet black wild boars came charging past us. I held my breath. Uncle Jack swiftly aimed his rifle and fired a rapid burst of shots. The gunfire echoed through the entire forest, but the boars, incredibly quick and agile, dashed off like lightning and managed to escape. First failed attempt, we decided to go deeper into the woods. While scanning the surroundings, suddenly a wild boar came charging down, making me jump in surprise. But Uncle Jack remained calm. He raised his gun, aimed within a split second, and pulled the trigger decisively. The bullet struck the animal, knocking it off balance. It tumbled across the leaf-covered ground. A bit farther in, I noticed Uncle Jack suddenly stop. His eyes were locked forward, as if he had sensed something wrong. Sure enough, moments later, a wild boar emerged. Uncle Jack, ever prepared, took only a few seconds to aim and fire. The mid-sized boar collapsed instantly, unable to react in time. Every move he made carried confidence, a reflection of years of experience. About half an hour later, we tracked the boars up a hill. Suddenly, a whole herd came rushing down, seemingly ready to charge at us. Thankfully, Uncle Jack reacted swiftly and took them down immediately. That moment left me in absolute awe. That afternoon, I continued to follow Uncle Jack and the village's hunting team back into the forest. The familiar hunting dogs were released and quickly got to work. I stayed close to Uncle Jack, picking up pace when we heard the dogs barking intensely, a sure sign something important was up. Oh my gosh, he just shot a wild boar, and I hadn't even spotted it yet. After the first shot, the boar veered off course. Uncle Jack received the signal and immediately began to support the other team members. He quickly took position with his trusted rifle. The moment a boar charged out, he fired a shot, so precise it was hard to believe. The boar dropped within seconds. The team wrapped up the day's hunt with a completely unexpected turn of events. He had taken down 2 wild boars within minutes. Unbelievable. It all happened so fast. It felt like a scene straight out of an action movie. That brings our hunt to a close. What did you think of today's adventure? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to catch more thrilling hunts. When the first leaves begin to turn gold across the forests of Turkey, hunting season officially kicks off. In the cool, breezy autumn weather, much milder than the sweltering summer, wild boars often gather in groups and head out in search of food. That makes it the perfect time for hunters like us to track them more easily. Now, let's dive straight into a thrilling, intense, and emotionally charged hunting expedition together. As the sun dipped low on the horizon, our team hit the road in our familiar hunting truck, heading toward the forest. The moment we arrived, everyone got into position without hesitation. I focused all my attention on every subtle sound and movement. There it was, the target had emerged. The wild boars sensed danger and bolted, but a well-placed shot from behind dropped one of them just in time. Still in the same ambush position, I was presented with another chance to take the shot. This time, a boar charged head-on toward me. Before it could veer away, I pulled the trigger. The animal had no chance of escaping. The hunting dogs were doing an excellent job. They had locked onto another boar. But at nearly 30 kilometers each, the animal scuttled away and escaped, leaving us frustrated and disappointed. We continued scouting the area, and suddenly, without warning, a new target appeared. I didn't hesitate, immediately got into shooting stance and squeezed the trigger. The first shot missed, and the entire group of boars scattered in panic. A rapid follow-up volley eventually brought one down, motionless on the ground. I headed into the forest pool with a few friends and our pack of hunting dogs. Under pressure from the dogs, the wild boars were forced out of hiding. I was ready, one emerged, then another, and then an entire group came into view. Without letting up, I aimed and kept firing. After a barrage of bullets, a number of them lay lifeless in the dense forest. On the other side of the forest, my friends had also taken position and waited patiently. 5 tense minutes passed in silence, then finally, the prey appeared. But these animals were clever, weaving through the trees to avoid detection. Still, with sharp instincts and skill, Harry swiftly took one down and shot. Less than 5 minutes later, a few more wild boars emerged, catching us off guard. Quick and agile, they zigzagged through the trees. Harry, keeping steady aim, took careful shots. Eventually, one from the group fell in the heart of the woods. I quietly moved deeper into the forest, gun ready in hand, waiting for any suspicious sign. And there it was, my goodness, not just one, but dozens of boars charged in our direction. I didn't hesitate. I quickly raised my rifle, locked onto a lone stalk, and fired decisively. The boar collapsed instantly. The rest scattered quickly, and we gave chase. All of us kept reloading and firing, managing to take down this. The rustling of leaves nearby put me on high alert. Just as I raised my weapon, a wild boar burst out and darted right past me. I fired without hesitation. The first bullet missed, but the second hit its mark, dropping the beast within seconds. The deep forest, always a reliable refuge for wild boars, had once again hidden my next target. After some tracking, I finally spotted one emerging from the edge of the woods. I quickly raised my rifle and fired the moment it charged out. One single, clean, and precise shot was enough to bring it down. And just like that, today's hunt comes to a close. What did you think of this journey? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to catch more adrenaline-filled hunts coming your way. Although I've encountered many invasive species before, wild boars remain among the most destructive and persistent creatures I've ever faced. They not only ravage crops, but also test the patience of even the most seasoned hunters. Today, we return to a familiar mission, but with a twist. This time, we're hunting wild boars from the sky, aboard a helicopter. A thrilling, breathtaking, and visually stunning journey awaits. Let's dive into this spectacular hunt together. Taking off early in the Robinson, our 44 helicopter, we quickly stabilized our position, gripping our rifles firmly and ready for action. The rotor blades sliced through the air, mixing with the echo of gunfire from Linda and me, creating an intense atmosphere midair. From above, we had a clear view of the terrain, targeting the boars frantically dashing across the fields below. However, their incredible speed and ability to change direction meant that some required multiple shots before they were finally taken down. The helicopter kept circling, moving toward the central area. On the ground, wild boars of all sizes were scrambling to escape. We didn't give them a chance to flee. Lowering our altitude, we aimed at the familiar dark figures. A barrage of bullets followed. Just like that, several more candidates were added to the takedown list. Thick bushes are always a favorite hiding spot for wild boars, giving them cover after every chase. As the herd panicked and scattered, they weaved through the dense underbrush, but from our aerial view, none of their movements could remain hidden. After a few missed shots early on, I regained my composure and shooting rhythm. Shot by shot, my aim improved, and no matter how agile they were, the boars eventually fell to decisive fire from above. After a short lunch break, the helicopter roared back to life and we resumed our pursuit. As soon as the first target appeared, I didn't hesitate. I pulled the trigger and dropped it in an instant. A large herd of wild boars became our next opponents. They tried to scatter and escape, but it was no use. The helicopter locked in, closed the gap, and one by one, each target was taken down. In just a few minutes, nearly the entire herd was wiped out, a clear testament to the superior effectiveness of aerial hunting over traditional ground methods. The helicopter swiftly turned toward a vast open field. Holding our altitude, we focused intensely and locked onto our targets. The boars split up, sprinting in all directions in sheer panic. It was the perfect moment. Gunfire erupted, each bullet fired with precision and force. Each hit caused the boars to stumble, tumble across the field, and lie still, ending their trail of destruction in an instant. Look at that, another herd, this time even larger, probably over 20 strong. Our entire team locked in and unleashed a barrage of fire. In a matter of seconds, gunshots echoed rapidly, and boar after boar dropped across the field. There was no escaping fate. thought the hunt was over, we stumbled upon a few stragglers on the way back to the rendezvous point. With a single shot, they dropped where they stood, motionless. This hunting trip wrapped up with a series of incredibly satisfying takedowns. Wild boars kept falling, so many that we eventually lost count. Still, that number barely made a dent compared to how fast this species can multiply. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.
Last week, a few friends and I scheduled a night hunting trip to support and contribute to the campaign to control the increasing number of wild boars. Everything was going well until things got out of hand. Do you want to know what happened to us? It was a normal hunting trip. We, a group of experienced hunters, were informed about a herd of giant wild boars raging near the western forest. These animals not only destroyed crops, but also posed a danger to local people. Our mission was to take down the most dangerous individuals and control the growth of the herd. We split into two groups. One group ambushed near the edge of forest. The other group moved slowly deeper inside, using bait to lure the herd out. The first noise came from the left. A huge herd suddenly rushed out from the bushes. They were less than 5 meters away from me. I immediately got into position, adjusted my scope, and in the dark, I quietly opened fire, taking down each target. But this was just the beginning. The sound of gunfire caused the herd of wild boars to become agitated. From all 4 directions, we heard growling and rapid footsteps. This time, the long-range sniper tactic came into play. Each accurate shot took down an enemy, but the bullets were not unlimited, and the number of wild boars was still too large. Night is the right time for wild boars to be active. They appear more and more, taking advantage of the darkness. They sneak through the gaps in the fence to break into the farm. With their wild instincts, they constantly dig and turn over layers of soil. Recognizing the intrusion, we immediately deployed a combat plan. From hiding position, the whole team quickly took action, taking down each target, temporarily stopping the danger. However, to protect the farm, stronger measures are needed. If we continue to confront them head-on, we will soon be exhausted, and the wild boars are becoming more and more cunning. Therefore, the plan needs to be changed. This time, instead of lurking in the dark, we decided to use bait, a type of grain with an attractive scent, attracting the pigs to a certain location. As expected, the scent quickly spread in the air. Each wild boar smelled the food, crawled over one by one, and devoured it without realizing that they had fallen into a trap. Everything was carefully calculated. We waited patiently, seizing the perfect opportunity. When the right moment came, a series of accurate bullets rang out, and each target was taken down one by one. A battle without chasing, but the effect was beyond expectation. With the support of the silencer system, each shot rang out quietly, without causing any alarm. The other wild boars were still busy looking for the bait, completely unaware of the life and death battle that was taking place right before their eyes. Any target that entered the grain-covered area was quickly taken down. No more tense pursuits, no more exhausting captures. This time, they themselves had walked into the trap. Wild boars appeared everywhere. Monsters weighing no less than 150 kilograms were clearly visible through the scope. They were too engrossed in their search, losing their vigilance. And that was the opportunity to act. Gently, quickly, decisively, a series of accurate bullets rang out silently, and in an instant, 3 giant wild boars fell one after another. A decisive blow, perfect to the last second. Adjusting the aim, about 50 meters away, another herd of wild boars had just appeared. Black shadows moved in the darkness, but that couldn't trouble us. Without hesitation, I fixed my aim on the largest boar in the herd, the powerful leader. A slow breath. Pull the trigger. The shot rang out. The leader of the wild boar herd collapsed. Immediately, the herd fell into a state of panic, running away in panic towards the deep forest. At least for a while, they would not dare to come near this area again. The final battle ended. In total, 30 wild boars were taken down, an impressive number, but also a warning about their uncontrolled proliferation. Do you feel excited about this hunting trip? Leave your comments in the comment section, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to watch more dramatic hunts. Have you ever felt the scorching sun and the most exciting feeling on the vast African savanna? We did, and I will never forget this feeling. It was a real battle in a wild place that I had never thought of before. The battle between hunters and the fierce and notorious native warthogs. We set off early in the morning from a hunting camp in the Limpopo region of South Africa. My group consisted of professional hunters and local guides. All were equipped with rifles and other necessary equipment. We were divided into several small groups. We crossed dusty dirt roads marked by warthog tracks. Sunlight filtered through the dry savanna, and birds chirped among the bushes. We didn't have time to admire the scenery, as everyone was eagerly awaiting the warthog's arrival. After more than an hour of searching, we saw our first warthogs, a mature female warthog with distinctive scythe-like tusks. It was leading a herd of piglets, unaware of the danger that was approaching. I gripped the gun stock tightly, my heart pounding. There was a loud bang. The bullet hit its chest. The pig screamed and collapsed immediately. Thus, we had our first spoils. Not long after the first shot, we were alerted to a pack of warthogs moving southwest. We quickly moved in that direction. The weather was getting hotter. The sun was scorching my skin. I felt sweat soaking my inner shirt. Now the real confrontation began. That at a distance of 200 meters, we spotted a few warthogs grazing. Seven quickly raised his gun and aimed at the largest boar. Bang, it fell down. The others ran away in different directions. We did not chase them because we knew that we could not compete with their speed. Unlike the warthog hunts in the U.S., African warthogs are a different species, so their habits are different. Furthermore, because they are not hunted as often, African warthogs do not seem to fear humans, making hunting easier. In the afternoon, after taking a nap because we couldn't stand the African sun, we continued our journey across this dry and scorching land. Seven took out his binoculars and looked around. He discovered a warthog digging roots behind the thorn bushes. He signaled me to prepare to fire. Without hesitation, I raised my gun and aimed. The bullet grazed the bushes and hit the warthog square in the body, killing it instantly. Nice shot. Seven laughed and patted me on the shoulder. We went over to inspect the warthog together and saw how large it was. Well, this was a memorable trophy indeed. Around 3 p.m., the radio reported another small pack of warthogs active to the south. We continued to move, keeping a close eye on the surroundings and looking for any traces of them. From the series of tracks, we guessed that this herd of pigs was about 5 to 7 or more. Sure enough, through the binoculars, we spotted them, a herd of warthogs running wild.
Oh, sit there.
For warthog packs, we always aim for the largest adult warthogs. They need to be eliminated for the sake of natural balance. Furthermore, accurate shooting is needed to kill the warthog as quickly as possible, without causing them pain. This ensures humaneness, and most hunters apply it in their journeys. To do this shot, you must aim precisely at their head and chest. This way, the warthog will fall on the spot and feel no pain. In the late afternoon, when we were about to end the hunt and return home, we killed another warthog. The one who shot it was Irena, a female hunter in our team. It seemed that she had gathered all her courage to shoot it, and the shot was very successful in killing this warthog. At the end of the day, we collected our prey and returned camp. This was an unforgettable day because the animals I encountered were not ordinary wild boars. They were warthogs, native and ferocious animals in remote Africa. Today's video ends here. How do you feel today? Please comment below to let us know. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel.
You